Hello, I'm so happy I got a hold of you. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Lucious Showcase. I am Lucious T, and welcome back to the backlog. This week we're taking a look at a Nintendo game everybody hates. Don't get to say that often. You already know what it is the title. Let's check it out. I've never really been the biggest Starfox fan. I have all the games, of course, but I probably enjoyed Starfox Adventure more than any of the other games in the mainline series. Now that being said, I've always enjoyed the on-rails nature of the game and the Starfox and Star Wolf team. So when Star Fox Zero was announced that it was going to be another retelling of Star Fox and Star Fox 64, side note, it's kind of funny how Mario and Zelda can get away with this, but when Star Fox does it, it seems tired. Anyways, the game was announced and it had this really convoluted control scheme where you had to use the tablet in front of your face, in front of the TV, and just motion controls. I was worried. Well, the game came out and it was panned hard for horrible controls. So much so that I considered making this a Hated Gems episode. But I didn't, and let's see if it really is as bad as everyone says. Spoilers, it is. Let me explain why. You control your ship with one stick, you control the camera with the other, but there is a third axis that needs control. Aim. Enter our boy motion controls, which are mandatory to some extent. The game default has it on all the time. If you turn them off, they are still needed when you aim to some extent while holding the aim button. This in itself is a livable nightmare. However, the way Cockpit View restricts you to need to use motion controls while looking at the tablet during certain boss fights is a real pain in the ass. I can't even show you Cockpit mode as it's tablet only. It allows you to shoot precisely while having very little control of your ship. The boss fights that required it do not allow you to ignore it either, giving you a viewpoint that is impossible to navigate with. Star Fox is at its best when on rails, and when this game is, it is amazing. The visuals are drop-dead gorgeous at times too. However, more often than not, you are in free range mode, and that makes the cumbersome controls even more glaring. New to the series is the Starfox Chocobo mode, something I believe the cancelled Star Fox 2 was to introduce. You can change into this at any point, and I found it good for open space turning sometimes. Now the game does a poor job of telling you that you can hover in this mode, much like the Landmaster can, which I also didn't know. So I foolishly used the ship during some of the walker segments, thinking I had no choice. Now the gyrocopter mode was a little hard to control at first, but I actually rather enjoyed it once I got the hang of it, and the Rob the Robot on a string was a nice dose of nostalgia. Boss battles sadly are tedious rather than thrilling. They either involve the BS cockpit mechanic or are set up in an area where you need to worry about not running into the boss. I don't think a single one was on rails like all the classic Star Fox boss battles. Even the Andross boss fight is bogged down by tedious cockpit controls and level design. Even more baffling is the decision to tie all voice acting in the game to the tablet only. I'm guessing it's supposed to enhance the immersion, but for me it's annoying because I needed to keep the volume up on the tablet. I think by now you can tell that I'm not a fan of this game. Even the music was forgettable and the story was anticlimactic, as it really is just a retelling of Star Fox 64, with all the nuance being the sloppy controls. Time for some Lucious metrics. Series fatigue. Back to the drawing board. They need to stop reinventing the way Star Fox plays and focus on the series' strengths. New crafts, open-air combat, and gimmicky controls is not what I want from Star Fox. I want an on-rails experience with a new big bad. Dogfights are alright against Star Wolf team, but not everything. Mario and Zelda leaned into what made them good, so their pedestrian plots don't feel like retreads. Star Fox needs to learn from this. Time sensitivity. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. Controls. Amazingly bad. If you think the Wii U tablet looks cumbersome, this game will definitely reinforce that. It almost needs a co-pilot to be playable. I genuinely thought I might not be able to beat this game because I could not get my character to do what I wanted him to do. Even things like how the gun would auto-fire then charge fire if you held the button down annoyed me. Replay. Sell it. If I wasn't a collector, I would sell this game, it's that bad. I never want to touch this again. Congratulations, Tropical Freeze, you're no longer my least favorite Wii U game. Storytelling. Rehashed. It's the same old story. Fox's dad is betrayed by Pigma. Andross comes back to destroy all. Fox's dad is somehow not dead, but he is dead. Well, he's, by the end of the story, he is. Who knows? But it was a rehash of the old games with frustrating control thrown in to really make a delicious turd sandwich. Difficulty for me to beat. Mental miracle. I knew this game was bad from the first hour. It bordered on unplayable. I don't know how anyone could complete this mess, let alone want to. I beat Andross by the skin of my teeth. The pelt is on the wall. On to the next. Star Fox Zero is endemic of the Nintendo Wii U era. Change for change's sake, pushing an envelope nobody wanted to open, and because of it, a beloved franchise may have been put into the dustbins of obscurity. Thank God Nintendo righted the ship, because this game is hated, and for good reason. Taking all that into account from the perspective of a binge-playing game finisher, I give this my Lucious T recommendation of skip it. And there you have it. That's it for this week, guys. Thank you for joining me. Wow, what a huge skip it this game is. Please, go far away from this game. Hopefully they do a port of this on the Switch and change things, because the control scheme is so bad. Maybe if I had a second player, like I mentioned, a young kid or Jen or somebody, it wouldn't have been so bad, because then I'd have someone controlling that third axis. But wow, so frustrating. Thank God it only lasted a few hours. So let me know if you've played Star Fox Zero, what you think. Let me know if you played Star Fox Guard, because I got that too, and I really don't want to open it. And as a reminder, I release a new video every Tuesday, and once again, it's been so nice getting a hold of you. Take care.